In process of time, the whole controversy died away. Franciscans and Dominicans ceased to accuse each other of heresy or mortal sin, and so then was the time that the infallible tribunal ventured to speak. And in my own time, 1854, the Pope proclaimed that the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception was true, and moreover that the Church had always held it. Certainly in this case, the Church carried the Disciplina Arcanae to an immoderate extreme, since neither Bellarmine nor Milner nor any other Roman Catholic divines whom I could name were aware that the Church had any tradition on the subject. But if she had, how are we to excuse Pope Sixtus or the Council of Trent, who, instead of making known the tradition at the time, when the knowledge of it would have done good in healing the violent dissensions which raged between members of the Church, kept silence until people had ceased to feel much better interest in the controversy? And even then, there were those who said it was too soon for the Pope to speak. The Pope did not make his decree without first taking advice, and you will find in the library the answers he got from the bishops of Christendom. Among these, both some of the most eminent of the French bishops and our Irish professors at Maynooth declared not by any means their disbelief in the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception, but their opinion of the inexpedience of defining it by authority. As I have already said, when the interference is not that of superior knowledge, but only that of higher authority, cautious men will consider not only the truth of what they are asked to affirm, but also the prudence of enforcing conformity to it. And so, at our synod, many have voted against putting forth as the doctrine of the Church what they themselves believe to be true. In this case, those who pronounce the decision of the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception to be inopportune did not say in their own names that it was an addition to the ancient faith of the Church, but they said that Anglican divines would be sure to say so, and would accuse the Roman Church of having broken with her ancient rule, and of now teaching something which had not been taught. Semper ubique et ab omnibus. Thus an obstacle would be placed in the way of their conversion, and quite gratuitously, since there was at the time no controversy on the subject which there was any need of appeasing. However much we may believe in the sincerity of those who on this occasion declared that they did not deny the truth of the doctrine, but only the opportuneness of declaring it, it is hard to believe equally in the sincerity of those who some years later raised the question of opportuneness when it was proposed to define the dogma of the Pope's personal infallibility. Actually, to deny a doctrine which an influential pontiff showed it was his most anxious desire to have affirmed would be too invidious, and so the lower ground was taken by a great majority, and they fought a half-hearted battle, disputing not the truth of the doctrine, but only the expedience of declaring it. I must say that, to my mind, all this controversy about opportunism shows distrust in the infallibility of their guide. It is always opportune to learn something you did not know before, if you have got hold of a person competent to inform you. What is inopportune is that a man should propound his views without necessity to an audience disinclined to receive them, and the fact that Pope and councils very often have found it inopportune to make dogmatic definitions is proof enough how little their own Church believed in their power to do so.